Hello students, in the part 1 class you have learned the power of I. I have given some problems for you as an exercise. Now I am posting the answers for these exercise problems. You can check. While you are doing these exercise problems, you might have come across some results. I am posting the results now. Now listen here. If the power of I is multiple of 4, if the power of I is multiple of 4, you get the answer as 1. Is it correct? Then, if the power of I is multiple of 4 with the 1 remainder, you get the answer as I. Am I correct? If the power of I is multiple of 4 with the remainder 2, you get the answer as I square, which is equal to minus 1. If the power of I is multiple of 4 with the remainder 3, you get the answer as I cube, that is, already I told you that I cube value is minus I. So these are all the things you come across while you are doing that exercise problem. Now I am going to generalize the result as I power 4 cube plus R. That is, Q is the quotient and R is the remainder. You know that the R always lies between 0 to n. It can take 0 or it is less than n. Then you get the answer as I power R. Is it clear all of you? It may be I power 1, I power 2, I power 3 and I power 0. I power 0 means it automatically it equals to 1. So this is the generalized result we are getting if the power of I is a 4q plus R. Or I can simply say that if the power of I is an even number and it is multiple of 4, then you get the answer as 1. Suppose power of I is an even number, not multiple of 4. Power of I is an even number but not multiple of 4. Then you will get the answer. How we are getting the answer? You have to tell me the answer for this question. This is left out to you. Please check. Okay. Next we are going to see about how to add the powers of I, or how to add the powers of I and how to multiply the powers of I. Let us see some more examples. Let us take summation of I is equal to, n is equal to 1 to, let us take n to 3. So n is equal to 1 to 3, I power n. How to find out the answer? Let me check. So I power n is equal to 1 to 3, I power n means you have to substitute for n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. You have to derive the result. So I power 1 plus I power 2 plus I power 3. What we are getting? I plus I square is minus 1 plus I cube is minus I plus I get cancelled. So the answer is minus 1. So summation of n is equal to 1 to 3, I power n is equal to minus 1. Now let us see summation of n is equal to 1 to 4, I power n. We want to get the result of this. So let us check. If n is equal to 1, the answer is I. Plus n is equal to 2, I square. N is equal to 3, I cube. N is equal to 4, I power 4. So this is nothing but I plus, already you know that I square, what is the value of I square? Minus 1. What is the value of I cube? Minus I, yes correct. I power 4, 1. I square, I value is 1, I square value is minus 1, I cube value is, I value is I square value is minus 1, I cube value is minus I, and I power 4 value is 1. Plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled, plus I minus I get cancelled. So the answer is 0. What will you understand from this? So consecutive 4 I's starting from 1 to 4. What is your result? 0. So from this we are conclude that I plus I square plus I cube plus I power 4 equal to 0. That is sum of 4 consecutive i's equal to 0. From this we can find out one more result. Let us see an example. We have to find out the value of summation of n is equal to 1 to 10 I power, let us take an example, I power n plus 2. How to calculate this sum? Let us take an example, I power n is 1. First we are going to take n is 1. 1 plus 2, 3. Then I power, substituting n is equal to 1. 1 plus 2, 3. n is equal to 2. I power 2 plus 2, 4. So automatically it is going on continuing. I cube, I power 4, I power 5, I power 6, etc. If I am substituting n is equal to 10, the answer is I power 12. Is it clear? Now I am going to split all the terms. I cube value, I am writing I cube as I cube, I power 4 as I power 4, I power 5. So this is not multiple of 4. This is multiple of 4 with the remainder 1. So multiple of 4 with the remainder 1. Already I told you, multiple of 4 with the remainder 1 gives the value as I. So automatically next one becomes I square. I power 6 becomes I square. I power 7 becomes I cube. I power 8 becomes 1. Is it clear? Plus or I power 4. I power 8 becomes I power 4. Next, I power 9. I power 9 is I power 4n plus 1. So I power 9 is I power 9 is I power 4n plus 1. So 8 plus 1. So the answer is I. Then I power 10. I power 10 is I square. I power 11 I cube. I power 12 I power 4. Once again repeating you, I cube, I am writing I cube as it is. I power 4, I power 4, I power 5 is I power 6 is I square, I power 7 is, when it is divided by 4, it leaves the remainder 3, so I cube, I power 8, I can write I power 4 or I can write it as 1 also. Then I power I square, I cube and I power 12 becomes I power 4. Is it clear all of you? So using the above result, I cube is nothing but minus I plus I power 4 is nothing but 1. And using the above result, I plus I square plus I cube plus I power 4 gives the value what? 0. So I am taking these 4 as one part. The value becomes 0. Plus again I am taking other 4 parts. I square, I cube, I power 4. The answer is 0. So now we are getting the answer as 1 minus I. So we are deriving the result as sigma n is result for sigma n is equal to 1 to 10 I power n plus 2. What is the value? 1 minus I. See, in above problem you have got only I. Here you are getting 1 minus I. This is also a complex number. So we want to continue this complex number in some other way. Before getting into that, we will see one more example. In the above problem, we have seen that summation of all the i's with the different powers or consecutive powers. Now I am going to check the product of all the i's with the consecutive powers. How to do the sum? So I square, I cube, I power 4, I power 5, etc. I power 10 multiplication. So in multiplication means you know that a power m into a power n into a power p is nothing but a power m plus n plus p. Just I am using this concept. So I power, it becomes I power, here the first power is 1, second power is 2, third power is 3, and while multiplication all the bases are same, so you have to add the powers. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc. up to 10. So in your 10th standard you learned that summation of first n terms. You know the answer, no? Summation of first n terms. So summation of first n terms is n into n plus 1 by 2. Already you heard about the result. Sigma n, sum to n terms is n into n plus 1 by 2. So I am using this concept, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc. 10 is nothing but n is 10 into 11 by 2, which is equal to I power. I am cancelling 10 and 2. It becomes 5. So 5 into 11, the answer is 55. So what is I power 55? 55 is not multiple of 4. So when I am dividing 55 by 4, you get the answer as 1 4 is 4, balance is 1, again 5, 4 3s are 12, the balance is 3. So the remainder is 3. You are getting the answer as I power 3. So if the remainder is 3, it becomes I power 3. Already you know the answer for I power 3. I power 3 is minus I. So the product of first 10 I having first 10 I with having power 10, the last power 10, the value is I minus I. That is I into I square into I cube etc. I power 10 gives the value as minus I. So when I with different powers are given, we can add I, we can multiply I. So in this way, I will give you some more problems to work out all these problems. Before giving exercise problem, I want to clarify one more doubt. In yesterday session, that is part 1 session, you heard about 6 is equal to root of 36. I told you root of 36 is equal to root of 4 into 9, which is equal to root of 4 into root of 9. So the answer is 2 into 3, 6. Suppose you may have doubt as 6 can be written as root of 36, or this can be written as root of minus 4 into minus 9. Is it clear? Again here 36 4 into 9, here 36 minus 4 into minus 9. Both are correct. So I can write this as in the same way, root of minus 4 into root of minus 9. Already you know that in the square root, if you are having negative number, we have to introduce a unit called as I. So 2i into root of minus 9 is 3i. So the answer is 6 into I square. Therefore the answer is minus 6. See here, the answer is 6. We are getting the answer as minus 6. So which leads to contradiction. So we have to generalize the result now. Contradiction. Now I am going to generalize the result. What is the result? So I am generalizing the result as root of AB equal to root of A into root of B is valid only. So I am giving the result, root of AB equal to root of A into root of B, valid if at least one of, please note the point, at least one of A comma B is non-negative. This is very important part. Once again repeating you. So if root of AB equal to root of A into root of B is applicable only if at least one of A or B is non-negative. Is it clear? So next I am going to give you some more problems, and please note I haven't explained the power of I is negative. I will take power, if the power of I is negative, I will communicate that in the next class. So using these concepts, I am coming to the conclusion that if the polynomial equations with the real coefficients, so we are having polynomial equations with the real coefficients which have no real solutions. What is the meaning of this? We have seen this problem, x square plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Here the polynomial is having the real coefficients, but it has the real solution. And x square minus 4 is equal to 0. This is a polynomial equation with the real coefficients, but it has real solution. Already we come across in last videos. Here x square plus 4 is equal to 0 is a polynomial equation with the real coefficient, but it has no real solution. So if it has no real solution means we have to expand our number system. So no real solution means we have to expand our number system means you have to give more information about the number system. So now our number system becomes, already I discussed to you, first up to real number system, real numbers, I am going to include one more number system, that is imaginary numbers. Imaginary numbers, these real numbers and imaginary numbers together form a new number, that is called as your complex number. Is it clear now? So what is the meaning of complex number? Shall I repeat once again? Complex number is nothing but real numbers with the imaginary numbers gives the full number system, that is our complex number system. So real number system consists of natural number, whole number, integers, rational numbers. With the imaginary numbers, we get a new number system, that is called as complex number system. I think you can understand up to the power of I and what is the complex number. Now let us see some more examples. Examples using I. Can you justify the answer for this? What is the value of I power 51? Can we repeat? I power 51 is, it is not multiple of 4. So the answer should be, I am going to divide 51 by 4. So 51 divided by 4 gives the answer as 1 4 is 4, balance 1. So 1, the remainder is 3. Therefore the answer is I cube. So you should not write I cube as the answer. You have to write the answer as minus I. Even though if you are getting I cube, you have to write completely, you have to write it as minus 1 I only. Is it clear all of you? Okay. Now I am going to conclude the chapter complex number, that is power of I, and I am going to give you some more exercise problems of this model. So you have to do all these sums as a homework, and I will post the answers for this question tomorrow. Okay. The first question is 1993. The second one is I power 1965 minus I power 1997. First you have to add, then you have to subtract. Third one, summation of n is equal to 1 to 15 I power n. Fourth one, I power 89 plus I power 89. Fifth one, I into I square into I cube, etc. I power 40. Then the last question, summation of n is equal to 1 to 10 I power n plus 4. Is it clear all of you? So please do this sums. You will get the answer in next class.